Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Bosnia, in which, before we get down to business in this newly created Christiani Empire of Bosnia, I want to say something that is rather important to me regarding the future of Crusader Kings here on the Lord Master channel. I recently, the other day, which was yesterday before this day of recording, I had a bit of an itch to, look back and even gone back to Crusader Kings 2. Because I notice, even though it's still in the middle of January, and we know about that poll that's still up in my channel on which minority culture I'm expected to play as next, in which so far it looks like I would be playing as the Prussians. And you know what's interesting? Before the release date was announced of Crusader Kings 3 that was coming out back in 2020 last year, which felt like a lifetime ago to me after so many playthroughs of this game, where I originally had a plan of one more CK2 playthrough after my final CK2 series that I did with the Sogdian Saga. And my original plan, if it wasn't for that release date, which I thought it was going to come out in winter 2020, no, it came out in the very beginning of September of 2020. My original plan was to do a CK2 HIP, yes, Historical Immersion Project. That was my original plan, to do one more CK2 series. And a country that I was expected to play as was Prussia. And then it kind of got me to thinking, and I want to ask you people. Yes, you people. That I'm pointing at you. As in, I'm asking you. After this Bosnian series is finished, or is getting closer to its conclusion, the question I ask you is, would you rather see me go back to CK2 for one more playthrough, where I would be playing as Prussia in the Historical Immersion Project? Because it's not because I miss CK2 or some of its features it has in the game. It still holds merit compared to this base game with a few mods. Even though, give it a couple of years and CK3 is going to be much better with future DLC releases and whatnot. It's just I felt I want to go back to that game one more time for one more playthrough in that overhaul mod that I never got the chance to record with. And so that's why I'm thinking about scrapping the plans of doing a CK3 Prussia playthrough, but take Prussia back to CK2 in HIP. 867 still, start date. And the plans would remain the same on what would the purpose be. So now I ask you one more time before we get down with Bosnia. So would you rather see me go back to CK2 for one more playthrough as Prussia in that mod, the overhaul mod of HIP, Historical Immersion Project? Would you like to see that? Or do you want me to keep it CK3? But again, it's just I feel like I got an itch to do it. It's a bit of a passion project that I wanted to do for the longest time, but never got the chance to do it. But it's up to you, viewers. Hell, I may possibly put up a... I don't know. That's for you to decide. I don't know about me putting up another miniature poll that would only last for a week or two. So that way I will know what the future of Crusader Kings here on the Lord Master channel is going to be like for the time being. So now, here in Bosnia, it is now officially an empire. Bosanske Carstvo, the Empire of Bosnia, or the Bosnian Empire, led by our first emperor, or Tsar of Bosnia. That's Matej Ninoslav Katarinac Tazilovic. Katarinac means son of Katarina, who was the previous ruler, the previous Queen of Bosnia. But now at 54, and he's doing fine as far as health is concerned. Although we are an empire, but we're up on the same level as the Byzantine Empire, except that it is ruled by a child with low martial, so it's not going to get all the benefits. And it is in middle of a war with Bulgaria, as they want a piece, well, not just a piece, but a big chunk of land of the Duchy of Bulgaria. Byzantium wants to expand there, and I want to expand to Bulgaria as well. That's my next big plan for this episode. Get Bulgaria into Bosnia, which is to join for the future, South Slavic Empire, even though it is already a South Slavic Empire now, but not entirely, as there's one more South Slavic entity that needs to be coming into Bosnia. And of course, after that, then this would begin the series of the Bosnian-Byzantine Wars, or the Roman-Bosnian Wars, depending on how you want to label it as such. But as we know, the major parts of Bosnia include the kingdoms of Bosnia, Croatia, Pannonia, Moldavia, and yes, even parts of that area, such as Nitra, which is held by Great Moravia. This is considered part of the Empire of Bosnia now. Basically, the entirety of modern-day Slovakia. But I have my interest in Bulgaria right now. And to get Bulgaria, we need a claimant that has not landed, that is not a woman, because sometimes it doesn't work. There is one man. It's from Bulgarsko House. But this man here is of a Lanema. That is an Estonian house. Orthodox Estonian. So there you go, that's how he got the claim. Tell you what, pal. I'm gonna befriend him, and once we become friends, bring him in, and I will push your claim. Because these are all pressed claims. So they're strong claims. So we will get him in. Should I keep it going with this, or... Oh yeah, this was to reduce prestige and sometimes piety for cast spell costs as we've been expanding like mad. Maybe getting more prestige would be good. Yeah, do it. And with that... Stop losing weight. I mean, I'm no longer obese. At least for now. Sometimes it can come back up. And I can hold another county for myself now that I'm emperor. Which means if I wanted to hold all of Bosnia proper, that would be grand. But, like, what would I want? Soli or Krajina? I was about to say, but the question is what's more developed, and it's this one. He'll definitely say yes if I told him to scram. Yeah. I mean, stay in your lane. You're originally an Avar. Yeah, you were an Avar. So yes, it's a little bit of tyranny. Well, all I could say is scram. Oh yes, this is just to make sure that there's some Orthodox remnant, and we have decided that Christianity is to be the state religion of the Bosnian Empire. Oh, and now you're my rival because of all this. I mean, I could kick your tail if we ever come down to this. And Vidin too also joins the. Although what's interesting is originally the Christianity was supposed to be just the Bosnian Church only. I think that should no longer be called that. It should be called the South Slavonic Church or something like that, since it appeals to everybody within Bosnia Empire. Although not everybody is Slavic here, as obviously there are some, you know, of ours, and soon Greeks. Oh, and who could forget the Morgas, even though we sent a Bosnian to govern this region. Oh, and that reminds me of something else. More other things. The kingdoms. Do you desire it? You will be the king or Kraj of Moldavia. So there you have it. Now Pannonia will have to be given away too, but who is the most important? Because Pannonia is the biggest area that we control. And this is for them to give them the ability to fight individual wars against Great Moravia, because I don't have to fight them, because my attention's not with them. So Pannonia, the big kingdom, will go to her. As I said, most important province of Bosnia. And I know it's a foreign culture, so you could say they're the ones that represents the Avars. Who's going to run Croatia? And I'm thinking, Nitrova. That old house that is very well known. And that one's noteworthy. Of course, these. This one's famous. Where do they come from? They say they're famous. Who was the founder? Požega. Do I have to really look that up? It dates all the way back to... Dates all the way... Oh gee, there's more. All the way back to the pagan Irish. From... from ages ago. Back when he was born in the year 100 AD. Wow. From that far off. Irish descent, but they're Germans. Hi. Oh, hang on. Oh, sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. It's just, I had to, in-game menu, then resume, because for some reason the map wouldn't move. I tried, every arrow mouse key. I'll be sure to remember that in case that were to happen again. Anyways, who is to govern Croatia? Of our descent or German descent? I can tell by name. Well, your father was of this, but you, Better. Oh, it was inherited after all. Don't know how he changed I say, but it's a war against tyranny. And of course, if he were to lose, he's deposed, and it would abdicate to go to this one. You know what? Screw it. Just give him the Kingdom of Croatia. He won't have all of it because, well, the Banate of Visegrad is its own entity. So now, let's finally get this over with. As we will continue the development of Bosnia. Which it's 31 right now. The max is 55, says urbanization. So we're going to keep it up as long as we like. That's what we're trying to go for. Oh, son of a... What happened? Was slain in battle. Ah, damn it. There goes our Bulgarian plan. Right off the bat. She's near death. Duke Marco is gonna become the king. Does he have any siblings? The hell? Slain in the duel? Slain in battle? We almost have no claimants. Now we're in no way of getting Bulgaria. Okay, he's become the new king of Bulgaria now. Are you sure there's no more claims? I mean, I see male ones, but they're all children. Divine right. Oh, really? What if I just befriend you instead? Try to bring you in. If nothing else works, unless there's somebody else down the line. Look here. But he has no claim, as he... Yeah. Oh, yes, that's another thing I just remembered. The succession. Because you know my children, Sanda Matej Ninoslav is the best candidate for it. As he is heir to the Kingdom of Bosnia and the Banate of Bosnia. But the problem is, this new Imperial title of Bosnia is not elective. And I'm in no mood of disinheriting him because, to me, disinheriting is frowned upon. Because it costs prestige and we don't have much gains. If I had a little more renown gain, like say 10 a month, then I would consider. To me, this is too low. I mean, there's still dukes and counts out there. And many living members. But, no. Some think that option would be easy. And I am not sadistic, so we just can't get rid of him. Unless something bad were to happen to me. Plus, he's a drunken or revealed witch. Which one would think we ought to imprison him, but no, he hasn't committed a crime yet. Or ask him to take the vows, which he will never accept. Because it ain't his calling and he's the primary heir and all that. Not even a hook would convince him. And he will never accept the duel unless I had an excuse. I mean, the easiest thing in the world would be, oh, just make him a knight and hope he gets killed. But there's hardly any wars to fight. So again, we'll think about disinheriting later. So disinheriting is possible, it's just, to me, it's frowned upon. Though 6.1 a month doesn't sound too bad. More than anything, my quest to be a learned man is teaching me how much I do not yet know. What more, there is so much knowledge has been lost to the ages. As books fall apart or languages are forgotten, perhaps I could contribute by making a new translation of one of the classic works. So what would I translate? How about instructions on alchemy in the Lanterns of Wisdom? We're translating it to Bosnian. As I said before about my future plans of Crusader Kings 2, it's just, I would love to play that one more time for one more series. It's not much of nostalgia value. I mean, it may feel like nostalgia because it feels like a lifetime ago since I last played it, but still. Anyways, my translation of the Lanterns of Wisdom is coming along, but one section in the version I'm copying from gives me pause. My scribe insists that the words on the page mean, as we hold 2 feet in the spirit's rising edges, the hunter. That cannot be right, can it? To my high learning, I'll just say, oh, the meaning is oblivious, let me handle this. Oh, divine right, what was that? That's more piety gain, less short reign duration, and less title creation cost. I could press several of my claims in a single war. Oh, oh, excuse me. Gosh, that was a bad hiccup. It's just, it was a bit of a scary situation. I am having the notes from my translation of the Lanterns of Wisdom read back to me when I snapped to with a sudden understanding. Scribe, add to the following commentary. Well, what we know about Matej Ninoslav, he's patient, compassionate, and chaste, so he's very virtuous, as evident from the will of God. May never know he'll pick up the zealous trait. That'll make him even more of a true Christian knight of sorts, as he was in his youth. I don't know why I like saying youth, like youth. Gotta use that money somewhere. Oh, thank you. One of my scribes has been making edits to my translation of the Lanterns of Wisdom without my knowledge. I simply wanted to make it as good as it could be. You liked it when you thought it was your own work. I will make you pay. The rest of you scribes better take a lesson from this. Don't you know that I'm the first Emperor of Bosnia? The first Tsar? I found out that the word Tsar is derived from Caesar, or Kaiser. That's what that meant in Slavic languages. Even Constantinople over there, in the Slavic languages, they call that city Tsarigrad, the city of emperors. Alright, friend. This does not mean we can press that her claim to that war. God dang it. No, no, no. And also you cannot vassalize. Not only it's not of prestige, but also country's too big to be forcibly vassalized, so it has to be a male. Unless these two have children, right here, right now, then maybe, just maybe. There is a Transcarpathian claim for this region. And he's about to lose Bulgaria proper here. Tell you what. So if not her, then... we see 3, 9, 3. Looking at the ages. Again, I gotta keep an eye on them. So I'm pinning this character for once. We'll check back on him in the future, if I'm still around by then. Or alternatively, just fight against Byzantine Empire, which would be risky. Allies of a Khanate from up there. And what causes of war do we have? Oh yes, since, you know, we can claim Dalmatia. Or this area, part of Moldavia. Or even Temes. Could do ducal conquests. Or press some of these claims. So, bringing Dalmatia into the fold, finally. Even though our best ally against the Byzantine Empire is Venice. Not likely. She's Countess, so that's a landed character. What if we bring her in instead of one who's first in line? Is it possible? Again, last chance. I do not typically do this sort of thing, pressing somebody's claim unless it's for a duchy. But for a whole kingdom, that's a whole nother story. Well, what about somebody in line? Is it possible to press that instead? If not, well then wait for that boy to grow up and then we'll get Bulgaria finally. I'll be around, no doubt. Consumption. Choice is up to her. Or alternatively, that reminded me, seeing that Liberty faction, you could just move the Crown Authority all the way up and designate your heir, and there's no need for elective. But I think disinheriting would be the easier one. Now it's decreased efficiency for more development. So for here, it is 1.4 monthly. Thanks to the scholarship focus. Can't see. Yeah. What else? What else? Think, damn it. Development growth around capital if you wanted to go for that route. Yeah. My translation of the Lanterns of Wisdom finally stands complete. All protected by a lavish cover, as befits the work's importance. The tome has taken pride of my place in my library, and every ghost who reads it, mildly impressed by my efforts, some are speaking of making copies of their own. This effort taught me so much so. Well, here's another. Scholarly circles for even more learning. And when you get more learning, that's faster. You know, so it's 6 years, which I'll definitely be around. We'll see domain taxes jump up. And get to unlock all the high medieval economic buildings. Which I'd be happy as heck for. And then after that, maybe, well, maybe land grants, because since we have a habit of expanding, and we didn't like to see prestige cost less, since there's no holy wars to fight. I'll probably go for land grants. I was thinking guilds, but no, I like this. Anyways, some have told me that the process of dying is like stepping into a strange but gentle dream. Is there any truth to this? Christianity scholar says when one dies. Yeah, let's just do this just for once. This is the first time and possibly the only time I'll ever disinherit, so yeah. I had to. So now, the one who is voting for to control the Bosnian Kingdom and Empire of Bosnia, based on that, only has one child for now who is Herculean, intelligent, and beautiful. That's the reason why. He's a military man at heart. The four traits. He's gonna be a good emperor. In fact, actually, no. Here's a good one that wants to be in the council. Oh, yeah. I remember you. Is there any way we could get rid of this goof? No. Also, what did I tell you about that word? Yeah, you got it. I'll be there in a sec. making nearly 50 a month. Rich country. Van Jovan announced a slight delay to serving food as Rand looks ready to burst of frustration. Reed grumbles in his stomach and only hear grumbles of displeasure. That's real. Point, where is our food? It's just to get rid of that tiny stress. They're all over the place. Thank you. Right, now that I've befriended her, which I have a lot of friends these days. Oh. Hang on. How many Ivankas I know in this world? The spouse or concubine, spatula, image. Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. Okay, well then who's third in line then? Hasn't impregnated her yet. But the man doesn't have any claims, so it's kind of useless. Even though I would love to get the big prize, but not allowed to do that. Holds too many counties, so that's not allowed. And also there isn't enough prestige to go around. Because of terrified courtiers that I did, so yeah, that was a bit of a mistake. Get to change of focus again. I mean, I kind of want to switch, but the development growth is good for me. Or C2 if you can, well then again, I don't know if I'll be around by then. To pick up, you know, these perks and then reach to buy claim interaction. It's like, instead of press somebody, why don't you just buy the whole damn claim for yourself? And press it. Why don't you do that instead? You know, it's a good idea in theory. Even though my real education was diplomacy. As I am a diplomat and a patriarch. I could see you with this, knowing that you got a great head on your shoulders. Talking about mind, of course. So maybe I should educate you. Knowing that you are Bosnia's future. So yeah, stick with that scholar focus. You may want to pick up, you know, that perk. For wards can get additional skills and could become a frenzy. You know what I mean? That'd be a good one. So yeah, screw it. Stick the scholar all the way. Spending money to make more money. That's what we call investment. The sun is shining and the peasants are milling about the tourney hosted by my wife. All my knights cheer as Empress Theophano announces the tournament in their honor. For once I simply get to sit and watch. But I'm not going to spend an entire tourney stuck to the throne, however. This day is in our honor, my dear. You know, with Byzantium taking the objective, and these guys taking that area too, if Bulgaria does get reduced down further size, maybe we can vassalize them. If time allows. That'll be another 5 years. But we're getting up there. Hasn't really slowed down. Anything that we could build here that would increase its development further? No, they're up in that level. But mind you, for economic buildings. Yeah, this is why we're looking to get the windmills innovation. But as for this, needs hoardings. So we'll get this. Maybe we should go for hoardings instead of land grants instead. Knowing that if I want to vassalize Bulgaria, all that prestige is going to be spent and thrown out the window. You gotta be ashamed of yourself, Igor. Damn it, man. What's the matter with you? Hey, it's just drunken ramblings, alright? Nobody should be revealing my secrets. Everybody knows what my secrets are. What do you mean everybody knows? Nobody knows, nobody should know that I'm a witch. I wonder why it's taking them so long. Aren't there? My son, Sadadir, went on ahead of the group, chasing a stag. I followed close behind. I find him standing above a commoner, tugging an arrow out of the poor woman's chest. As soon as he sees me, hides there behind his back. It was the stag, father, I swear. Soon enough, the rest of the party will catch up and demand an explanation. Sadadir fought violently to save her. I saw it. Everyone believes me. Alright. Okay. Ah, just short of being beautiful because I thought we may have a real winner. Melisha. You almost had a real winner. Novice hunter now. Now let's hold a first Imperial feast. Imperial-sized feast. If anybody's willing. Except for him and my son and heir, which he's got better things to do. Really, Adamites are still around. Anyways. And most everybody. Drastic measures. I love my wife. Takes me a moment to recognize Teofano. She's so bruised and swollen she barely looks human. As I grab her in, my wife attempts to speak, but no sound passes her lips. The evil physician standing in a corner in the room. Evil physician? What are you talking about? There's no need to do that. You will not, this will not happen again, you understand me? Now my wife's one-eyed. She's about to die. Stefan's following. Servants were carried out and impressively adorned. A number of proud peacocks, skinned, cooked, and stuffed, then redressed in their magnificent plumages. However, as Stefan brought his knife close to them, a fowl came into a shriek. That one wasn't cooked at all. It pecked at Stefan's nose before bursting forth among the screaming and laughing guests. As the bird ran wild, Matej Ninoslav, Fritzman Matej Ninoslav, rose to the challenge. It proved in great entertainment to see him desperately chase the raping creature across the tables. In the end, they managed to scare the peacock towards the great hall doors where it skipped into the night. Ah, no beast is complete without a prank. Ha! A good laugh prolongs life, as long as you are not the butt of the joke. Most every guest seems all pleased, except perhaps Stefan, who is still clutching his nose where the peacock marked him. How many rivals do I have? Just 2. To my ward, the vertigo has changed his focus study. To think now aspires to delve into the art of warfare, a field study which I excel at. It warms my heart. Yes, he's studying warfare. Oh, Teofano. She was one of the good ones. She helped me produce beautiful children. But all I need is someone wise. You know, to help me further up on the knowledge. Oh, it would have to be somebody not, you know, on the... Again, I'm fine with everything else. It's just... This one could definitely help. Or this one, because, you know, less of a chance of, you know, having children. Because I'm fine with the amount of children that we have now. Alright, Stefan and I will stop being rivals. Good to know. Someone's planning to elope with my daughter? Now, who would that be? Why would that be a scheme? If she truly fell in love with somebody, then, well, let it happen. I really don't think much of the daughters who are not in line to inherit except for him. Jesus be praised. Okay. That was... Hold on. That's the one that wants to elope with Yelena? Her? Uh, wait a minute, that doesn't make sense. Are you sure it's elope with, or is it murder? Because no heterosexual would want to elope with another. That seems, contradictory. Or just say that, no, it's probably one of the agents. So. I could say, let it be known. I want to know who's the real culprit. See what I mean? You can't force vassalize, because he's got too many counties. Not saying he personally, talking about the whole country. Three years. 50. Oh no, there's no way I can make it all the way to this. No way, no how. Seems our best bet is wait for him to grow up. Bring him here, even though he's not a really most capable, but he's rather important to me. Hey! Better idea. Yeah. Good idea. I was just contemplating in my head of what the future would be like. He ain't got no money. Again, getting the whole of Bulgaria would be a great coup for all that. So we'll know once he's matrilineally married to Yelena. He'll come to court, and then we're gonna help him get that claim of Bulgaria. And Bulgaria will come to the Bosnian Empire, and then we will start fighting against the Byzantine Empire in a series of wars that would engulf in parts of Croatia, Serbia, Bulgaria, and even Moldova. Then we have ourselves a South Slavic Empire, or a Yugoslav Empire, as some would think. And since I really care about development, sometimes I kind of want to, if I had a buy, claim, and action, I would even claim the whole damn area of the Latium region. Despite the fact he's got a lot of money, which means he can have as much mercenaries as money can buy. Although the best bet is bring Venice and the entirety of Bosnia down onto Rome, and then have Rome for myself for the Christianity faith, because +1 stewardship and more development growth in our empire for all inheritors of Christianity. That would be excellent. Would love to pull that off. It would be like the heist of a century to do that. Steal Rome from the papacy by taking its lands and make it part of Bosnia. Whereas stuff like Jerusalem would be out of the question, because that's just piety, and And it's a very stable empire that they got there. As it continues to fall further into debt, do you think we should go take, who's running Dukla? Because that'd be a good big chunk of land that we would take. Any claimants to Dukla? Ah, here's one. Here's two. Heir to the duchy. Heir to Benevento. Wonder if that's possible. So many friends, so little time, one would think in Matej Ninoslav's mind. Like I'm thinking that we should go to war against the Byzantine Empire while it continues to fight against each other by taking Dukla. Dalmatia will come later. We're just trying to get them as far separated as possible in land, but they'll still be connected by sea. And we have the money to have the option of hiring mercenaries for ourselves. Heck, that's something we should do. If we were there, fight against the papacy, just to control Rome for the Bosnian Empire. Huh? I am headed for my chambers to enjoy some blessed sleep when I hear a faint rustle from the window. Just the wind, I think, until the wind starts to speak. Matej Ninoslav, open up, my sweetness. It is I, Elisabetta. I push the shutters open, and lo and behold, a woman has climbed up to Matej Ninoslav's window. It is my vassal, Baroness Elisabetta. What did you just call my son, you queen? I've never seen that word before. Also, you're not talking about me, Matej Ninoslav, but Prince Matej Ninoslav. You know, the one who's been disinherited. You've mistaken me for another Matej Ninoslav. Wait, how do you mistake the Emperor of Bosnia to a prince? Yeah, sure, but don't expect me to be there unless there's too many. Oh, come on, you can handle it. No, wait. You know most of it's from me. The amount of souls. How much you got? 1 to 2, and where are you from? Oh, all the heck way over there. Peasants taking all our losses. You got men-at-arms, you could defeat him. Yeah, he can have a weak hook on me, even though he's not a landed character, so he can't really do much. Oh, I got the money for once. I need those stones. You got it. You got it. You're good. You're good. You're good. You're good. You got it. Cousin got killed. Got nothing. I mean, I didn't ignore the pregnancy. I just didn't address it. I mean, I did see notification, but I decided it's not worth addressing because we know who's going to get everything. Yeah, you got no reason to be here anymore. You're disinherited. Increases only by 1. Well, every little bit helps. What is the matter with you? What's your learning skill? Okay, that's it. I need a new one. You have over for the last time. Renowned physician, my eye. Rest. Yeah, different culture opinion up and ignores negative culture opinions. Again, this is a multicultural empire full of South Slavics, some Slovaks, if you will, a few Germans, and of course the Avars. We cannot ignore the Avars. They're good people. They've been through a lot, just like we Bosnians have. So I will continue on this lifestyle till life's end. May your journey be safe and swift. Off you go. No reason for you to be here anymore. The ball was exquisite. So you're the heir to Duca, huh? But says you're not coming. God damn it. It's because the Legion's child has been set to inherit. Be careful who you make your friends with these days. You should be befriending ones who are not set to inherit anything. That's the county, you goof. Okay, think somewhere else then. How old is he now? Okay, 2 years, then maybe we can get Bulgaria. Just get the whole damn kingdom. Or take the Roman option. The papacy. Curse of the haunted house? What is the matter with him? Curse of the haunted house. I thought you left court. Get out! Why are you still here? When I say you leave, I mean you leave. Where is it? Can't dismiss him because he's a close family. Only... Okay, just wait 2 years. Be patient. When is your birthday, by the way? Oh, dear God. Why do I get the impression that this is going to keep happening every month? And I'll be like, look, listen, I will press your claim. Just get out of here, alright? I'll go fight your little war. He's born on July 22nd. Okay, you son of a beeswax, you're staying here. By hook or by crook, I will make you, the, Count of, Liechtenstein, which is all the way up in East Francia. I got many soldiers. I got the big ally in Denmark. Or alternatively, as I said, one of these days, I'm gonna make you a monk. Like it or not. Even though it's 90, it's minus 90 accepted, so he would definitely not accept this. I mean, after all, he's a drunkard and a revealed witch, and he's a sinner. Or marry him off somewhere where he can't be bothered anymore. Like a landed female character. Yeah, get him out of here. Here's another way. Because you're disinherited. You got no reason to be here. I don't want to see you again. All that stuff. Listen, pal. Oh dear. I was about to say, hey, any single ladies around? Any, like any countesses around here? That are, you know. There you go again with them stupid ideas. Yeah, unfortunately, obesity runs in the family. That's king of Croatia. Son of a beeswax. You're 20 years old and you know this old woman who is gout-ridden? What in the bluest of blue hell is wrong with you? It's getting ridiculous at this point. Based on where this episode's going. Again, there's no claimants, but maybe in the future, I mean, once I'm gone, and maybe it'll be up to him, that he should be the one to... Oh, you know you can fabricate claims, right? You got a good patriarch here. Which, by the way, that's no longer the bishop, that's patriarch. It's what it means in Imperial court chaplain. You know what, screw it! We're taking the Roman option. I don't want the single county. I want the whole Prince Bishopric of Latium. That's for the future. After we get Bulgaria. The further I delve into my studies, the more apparent the link between mind and body becomes. Too much worry can make you sick, and the mind is no stronger than its vessel. My wise friend study swears that vigorous movement helps him keep stress in check. I have also read about the benefits of journaling to soothe anxiety. Yes. He's athletic. Let's be both athletic. Let's exercise together. Athletic trait is a good one to have. Not only stress reducer, but small health boost. So, I'm expected to live up to my 70s then. Principality of Alania. That's far off. One more July, and then we'll see too what we could do. His forces has been reduced greatly. Account of Rashka. Sure, you got me. Nobody should know that I'm a witch. Ever. King Radagast of Moldavia's taxes increased. It's a kingdom, so it'll pay a lot. Had an amazing dream last night. After I woke up, I immediately found the nearest person, one of my servants, began to recount what happened in the dream. Except by that point, I've forgotten what happened in my dream. I stumbled on my words and struggled to recall any details of my dream as my servant stood there awkwardly. Why is it often too easy to forget what happens in the world of dreams? Must remember. Why can't I? Why? Forgot what the dream was all about. Guess we may never know. Seems I've been getting dreams a lot lately. Ain't that something? Once that claim's fabricated, hopefully we get the big claim of the whole Latium region. Make it fool yourself. Levy desertions. But no doubt he's still going to have a lot of mercenaries when that time comes. Unless he's off to another crusade, then we can screw it over again. Like if they go to another failed crusade for Jerusalem in its future. That'd be funny. Or find bigger allies besides Venice in Italy. I mean, they gotta be stupid enough to take part of my, big plan to take Rome. And then we'll appoint a Ban of Latium, a Bosnian Ban of Latium, to control the area, so that way there'll be a Christiani there, and development for everybody in our empire, of course. Why can't you get out of my court? Thinking of ideas. So give me a year, so push it back on it. Okay, let's see. Yeah, we're trying to fabricate a claim on Rome. And meanwhile, we're gonna try, to get Bulgaria, which it appears the Byzantines have gone away to deal with that civil war, and Bulgaria is able to get away with it. Now, Vertigo has been asking me for a pet rabbit for a long time, and I told him I would get one for him in 3 months if he displayed more focus in his studies. He simply waved my offer away. He said he did not really care about that anymore. Well, listen, boy. One of these days you're going to be a great warrior. So, what would be ideal? Either content or trusting, because these are two good ones. Dang it. Let me see. Plus 15 versus plus 20. You know what? Go for trusting. Yeah. Why am I really? Oh, bastard child. Well, damn it. Tazlovich dynasty is known far and wide. It is now significant. Just speeding up my mouse a little, because it has a habit of double clicking. Easy for me to say, since you were double speaking. I have prowled through documents, both ancient and of lesser provenance. I finally have enough material to make the case that you are the rightful lord of the Prince Bishopric of Rome. Seeing as Innocentus unfortunately insists on being Catholic, I would even argue that you have a claim to the Prince Bishopric of Latium. Prince Archbishopric of Latium, by divine right. Patriarch Sanko. Yes, all of Latium will be mine. Why do you say that in an evil manner? Look who you are. You're patient, passionate, and chaste. You're the most virtuous Bosnian ruler that's ever had. And now, are you really thinking about pressing a claim on something this wild? Oh, and also, by the way, he's about to turn 16. Come on in, pilgrim. Right. Now that you're here, even though you are slow and club-footed, which isn't good, but you are useful for one thing. We can push that claim, which, whew, that's a lot. And we could definitely handle it ourselves. But we could press that anytime. Whereas my claim for the Prince Bishopric of Roma is temporary. Which costs less. And we need more allies, knowing that the papacy will defend itself, as it'll have added infinitum of mercenaries. So, Venice? Let's get together, shall we? Or maybe Italy, if Italy isn't busy right now. I mean, I could help you with this one little thing. Since you got this little tyranny war. Is at war, but we can't join them. Okay, maybe a marriage alliance then. Hang on. Unfortunately, everything is, you know. Okay, I don't think Italy's an option. And the force is greatly reduced, so. You and your insane options. Aquitaine's busy. West Francia is not. Hey. Hey, you want to get together? Because I got a great plan. Which sounds like it's the damnedest thing we've ever done. And Germany is just as good. I just called Germany East Francia Germany, but that's its alternate name. So, I mean, this one's a bit more distant, and it would take a while. Venice is a lot closer, but we can actually do a marriage alliance with them. Which I'm sure he doesn't mind. And we have an agreement. Great Moravia. Whoa. Oh dear, what happened to you? You are at war with Poland, and you lost. White Rus, how about you up there? Oh, just started a holy war. Poland! Maybe. A little Bavaria. Or even Pereyaslavo, which is too underdeveloped. Oh, he's at war. Okay, I was about to say, hey, what do we think of this insane plan? But instead, he's defending a little claim of his own, which... That's all you can... I don't know why, but maybe the Arabian Empire would be good, but... It doesn't have much money, so it can't really handle itself financially. You and your insane plan that you got going. Not Moravia, not Rus. Poland is a bit far off. England is busy and has no money. Ireland's too far off. It's too messy over to Hispania. Okay, who is the most powerful vassal of the Arabian Empire? Ah, of course, Egypt. Maybe we could... Ah, yes, different faith. Wait, different faith. Different faith. Oh, that won't matter. They'll still consider it. So, no, we can't make alliances with, you know, infidels. But, damn it, this is an excellent idea. There is a way, though. Here's a dumb plan. Here's a dumb idea. Even though it only has 6,000 people. We got Venice. Ah, here's an idea. I don't think it'll get us an alliance, no. If you desire for an alliance... Hang on. Start over again. They'll say no because... Really? Despite age considerations? Desirable match? Yeah, yeah. Yeah, you got it. Giddy up. Got excited there. What the hell are we doing creating this pan-European alliance against the papacy? I mean, yes, they'll come with us for a price. What did you just call my daughter, you womanizer? He's a Christian and not an Adamite. What the hell? Ah, an event-related thing. I see. It was his choice then. Come on, hurry up. Let's be friends with the Egyptian. Nuri Sultan is also far away. But I don't know if friendship is really going to count here. But Italy's a lot closer, so... Maybe another marriage alliance with them could be an option, but if not, then it's not. Oh, and while preparing for possible war, you should increase that men-at-arms size, which you have not been doing that lately. You've been neglected on it. And I may even possibly introduce the Koni, which they specialize in planes fighting. Which, you know what? Might as well. Just only up to 500. Because they're expensive for the upkeep, though. Yeah, just preparing for the inevitable. The inevitability of lunacy. Loot-de. Again, Egypt is an optional ally. Fascination, windmills, that means more domain tax. See, it jumped up a bit. It's +5, mind you. It's a good one. Hoarding. Wait. What's the fort level? 18! 15! Yeah, that's gonna take a lot, so... One would think we should be bringing trebuchets, but... It'll take us 7 years to get trebuchets. 7 years. So yeah, go for trebuchets instead of hoardings. Since we're now, you know, on a verge of going to another possible conflict. No need for a pilgrimage. I got this great plan coming up. And not many people are going to like it. And I say not many loosely. Yeah, I got time. We're just waiting to befriend with the Egyptian. Isn't he? Yes, he's, Egyptian Arabic. You know what? I might make him Matej Ninoslav. It's Matej Ninoslavich, the Ban of Latium in the future. I think that's what I would do with him to finally get him out of my court. Here's your idea. Apostate. There we go. Different faith opinion. Oh. Maybe those Asharis down there respect me a little bit more. But I can't guarantee it. Ah, zealous. That's the thing. So he's probably never going to accept the alliance, but will he accept friendship? That's how I have ways with people. But he's a military man at heart, so that's good. Yep, attending at the dance in the castle town of Esfahan. And just say, hey, I'm Christiani. We're not like those Catholics who try to invade your land many times, and we're not the Orthodox who, want, the fringes of that region back. No, 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 no. We're the different kind of Christians. We're not the crusading kind. No, no, no. You're mistaken me. Not all Christians think alike, alright? What you hear is lies, alright? So, let's be friends then. And let me send you a bit of money to go along with that. But, unfortunately, it is not enough. Because of different faith, and, although it doesn't say that's because he's zealous on him. Even if I had a strong hook on him. Hook. No, no, don't even think about it. Listen. You're gonna go for this, and we will have Bulgaria soon. As long as this man is not going anywhere. In fact, he won't be going anywhere. He's gonna stay here and have a family too. Go for Rome first, then Bulgaria, then look, we've already decided, so... Okay, we don't have to get the Egyptians, so find somebody else to ally with. As long as Italy's not busy. And they're full. Okay. So it'll be Italy then. Everyone ready? Wait a minute, who's that? Oh yeah, we have an alliance. Okay. So... let's reiterate here. East Francia, Venice, the slow count here, which don't give a damn. Vastly inferior. It's as though it may jump up. So I guess Italy it is. Oh, you're available. Just turned 16. Hey, I know he's disinherited, but may want to, Bingo. Get this rally point over here. I'm gonna sail off from the coast and head to inland. Although the cavalry's not quite ready yet, but still. I wonder how Spoleto's still independent. That's held by a Teselovich descendant, right? Yes. Teselovich Spoleto. Wish we could get together. Though I've already made up my mind. Look at this. 20,000 of us Bosnians. And then, and this many levies, knights, and all this other. This is why we needed their trebuchets over here. Because Rome is a very fortified place, and we can't do this alone. Now, my prowess ain't what it used to be. And I try to get the Egyptians on our side, but I can't. Muslims will say no to this grand plan. Because they just think we're infidels like every other, but I'm like, no, 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 no. We're Christianity. We don't, do that sort of thing. So is that considered too many alliances now? As far as relations concerned, if you try to make it with other ones? So you already have one proposed alliance active. Thank goodness for defensive negotiations. Hey. This marriage will have low fertility. Yeah, I understand. Yeah, I think that's all we got. So let's go ahead then. And let's, well, press my claim. As I'm, feeling fine. And if we do succeed getting Latium, we'll install a Bosnian ban, a Christiani Bosnian ban, to govern this area. But it may become independent one day because it's not connected to the rest of the empire. And then after that, which will no doubt happen in the next episode, get Bulgaria, finally. And then we'll start the series of wars with Byzantium, which we can do it alone. Which we'll just have to outwit them. So, I'm sure if a Catholic ruler were to pull it off, a man would think by saying, "I'm going straight to hell for this." Huh. This is what I desire. There is no turning back now. Spending more prestige, it'll be all worth it. And yeah, you can come too. And you call dynasty members Dalmatia and Spoleto. Don't forget about our kin, alright? They be coming with us too. He can get all the mercenaries that he wants, but I like to see them trying. So as we gather up, maybe I should hire a few mercenaries. Well, I don't know what the upkeep cost is going to be like. No, Catholics are not hostile. I would love to have these guys to be with us as additional reinforcements, but it is not to be. It's going to take a couple of days to get everybody. What in God's name are we doing, one would think? Excellent work. Thank you. Alright, you loony birds. Oh, it's going out to Spoleto first, but... not that much. Alright. Let's get to it then. To Rome. All together. Sure, it's only a matter of time before he starts to hire mercenaries. You might be our man for the job. Because, you know, sieging down Rome and we need a siege master, so we found our man. Yep, that's mercenaries, alright. Just some, not all. It's not a crusade here. And we spent a great deal of wealth on, you know, transport. I'm sure more will come. gather up here, and then let's take them all out together. And they say we'll probably win. Who's the best commander out of all? Why, that would be me. Unfortunately. I am from the First Army of Stone. No, no, no. Don't let that bastard get away. Tell him what's kind of hilarious that we just called a Pope a bastard. Never thought we would say that. Ah, yes, of course. Since we're going to be fighting here at the plains, and then we're using the cavalry for the first time that specializes in plains warfare. Where the hell is everybody else? Don't tell me you're all at different conflicts already. No, they're just marching on their way. It's just going to take a while for them. For both Italy and East Francia, they had their little meet in Switzerland. And then soon they'll come on down here while we Bosnians do all the work. But they say we'll probably win. But, you know, just in case, I'm going to start leading from the rear. Which means 50% chance of likelihood dying in battle less. So this person leads soldiers from a high vantage point, otherwise safe location from the view of the battlefield, directing subordinates on what to do. In other words, I don't want to get into a duel with one of their knights. I would hate for that to happen. He's going to sit there and remain in Rome as long as he likes. More reinforcements will be coming in, so he's got some good knights, but with some not so good ones. Again, not a military man at heart, but damn it, we're gonna deal with them right here, right now. Ah, oh, damn it, the mayor should have needed to take the command, not me. Big mistake. Definitely gonna hurt us in the advantage. Cavalry's arrived. See how it goes. We outnumber them. We're producing more casualties to them. Alright, go take that capital. We may not have the siege weapons for the job, but I know a man. It will take 22 months, so that's close to 2 years. Who's the one with the siege weapons? You. How's this for improvement? Still no. Well, we'll be waiting for allies to come on down here, so maybe don't siege yet, but continue to destroy their army. Yeah, just beat them up more. That would be the best option. Oh, he's bringing more. All is well. Soon the allies will be coming in, especially with trebuchets, which we need some of those. Don't get killed here. We're taking more casualties than they are. Bring in more. They'll take care of them. brought more mercenaries. Fighting right here in Monte Cassino. Don't look at us. You know, if the war were to continue to be prolonged for 3 years, he's going to have to pay them. Hope your fort level's good. Let's defeat the combined forces together before we begin the siege. Devastate him here. Capture the captain, and they're there. It acquaintance tells me that she heard if one digs underground deep enough, one will emerge another world where there are people similar to ours. However, they're the opposite of us. Their women are taller than their men, and the men stay home and and manage domestic affairs while the women fight wars. And most scandalously, siblings can wed one another. Still, my acquaintance said she heard this land was mostly peaceful and prosperous. Perhaps their strange ways are why they're prosperous and peaceful. I'm open to new ideas for a year's time. Stay there and take your ass kicking. Work hard and you can master diligent. Nobody be patient. Here comes more friendlies up north. Let's take this damn area. We've capped the battles. All we need is to take capital and the rest of these areas for the main objective. Ambush. Australia at night where a group of people roam in a hurry. We must move with haste or else they'll catch us, someone said. And there were screams and fire. Ambush! Run for it, someone said. Surely the next thing you knew I was hit with several arrows and began bleeding profusely and lose consciousness. Then I woke up. What a nightmare. Great. Battlefield nightmares. Okay, the one with the sage weapons will remain here. The other army that will remain here. Let me see. Yeah. The one that does the fighting world events. The others will stay. The sage weapons. Because I'd like to have allies to come over and help with the siege of Rome. This one's 20 months. This is without siege weapons. Let's continue to punish the enemy. Because their war score is going to keep going down because we have not taken their objective. So One more time. Which one's got a lower fort level? Again, this says 18. This one's got 15. 15. 14. Well, guess we'll remain here then. We kill them all but their knights and their siege weapons. Yeah. So I think we've beat them up enough, so let the sieges begin then. And any attempt to try to make a breakthrough will be stopped. Let's get to work. Nobody move. Starvation, sickness spreading. Breach logs. Hey, you got siege weapons? Trebuchet, very good. 130 siege weapons to be exact. Allied left the war. It's alright. What do you mean it's alright? Used to run Dalmatia. Well, Dalmatia is no longer run by Hellenized Bosnians, so hence the reason why in the future we'll be fighting for areas like Dalmatia to bring Bosnia to, bring the Bosnian Empire to those lands. And in its place, we'll have a Bosnian Banat of Latium. I hope it's poor now, so you may want to speed things up. I guess I'll switch medicine focus. This is going to hurt the development growth a bit. No dice. So, let's get this thing done fast. Here's their army again. Those supplies are running low. Yeah, this is getting nowhere. Chances are even, but we'll soon be reinforced because Rome's about to go down. We got it. We've taken Rome. Finish the damn battle. Get on out of here. Now, what of the papacy now? United Kingdom, Prince Bishop of Roma. Throne. I vassalized the Pope. Okay, instead of a Banat, we made the Pope as my vassal, even though he shouldn't really be in Bosnia. I'd rather tell him to get out. Although he'll never accept it, and that would mean revolt. And then all hell breaks loose again. And you know we may do just that. Perhaps we should have not disbanded the army up, but let's just bring them on out here again. Raise the army all the way. And if he tries to do this again, we're gonna put down this rebellion where we can just, you know, revoke. Then there will be tyranny. Then, there will be a war. But I hold the title, right? The, Banner de Light, yes. You left. I was gonna give that title to you. Hey, come back here. I may have something for you after all. Listen. How would you feel if I were to give you, like... Yeah, we're gonna have to kick the Pope out. We're gonna get his holy ass out of here. A hell of a way of saying it. Yeah, Bulgaria's gonna have to wait. As I said before, alright, time to get your holy ass out of here. This was expected. Nobody else rebelled. I know it's too many Dutches, but we can call them back since this is a defensive war. Hey, Teshimir, we need you again. Madman. Take Rome once again. This time with full supplies and less cost in money. Yeah, his army went off somewhere, so I don't worry too much about it. Got more learning. Yeah, it doesn't matter now, because the health is poor and ain't gonna improve anytime soon, so just learn on the job then. We'll push that guy's claim for Bulgaria after this. Since this is a defensive war, not an offensive war, so opinion will be improving. So hurry up and get your heavy weapons here. And once we... And if we do that, we imprison the Pope, revoke his titles, get him the heck out of here. Don't leave. This is good progress we're making. Let the Allies take care of them. Once we get rid of him, there goes his source of revenue. The Doge. The fighting Doge. Here comes the friends. I was watching Vodko play with other children when Bozidar tried to push him over. The moment did not last long, as Vodko had made an entirely new game out of it and forgotten the previous game entirely. You know, I think you should be taught to turn the other cheek, because, you know, you gotta be virtuous just like me. Now, I'm gonna go, exercise real quick. Another lap. Now help us with this siege. Get your weapons over here. Alright, another child. Herculean, genius, handsome. Mihailo. You know, it's a big score when you take the whole of Rome. Again, once all this is done, that's when we'll end the episode. He can take whatever territory he likes, but it isn't going to stop us from taking the main objective. "84% is the whole of Rome. This has a less fort level, so come on down. You know, we could have got this done faster if we, Hey, where's the siege master? He got killed or he left the court. Under controls war target. Well, he's about to occupy that piece of territory, so this is going to go down a bit. Yeah, just a bit. But it is no matter. See, this is why we consider trebuchets. And we'll get it in 3 years' time. If I'm going to be around in the next 3 years. And we'll get Bulgaria in the future. Once we fully recover. Oh, thank goodness that Marshall's finally dead. So he'll finally take over and get to do all the work. Yep, Knights will be improved significantly for his work. If I had chivalry, this 90% thing, we would have got this done already. Bingo. Alright, your so-called holiness. You're in prison now. Now then, see how many tiles we can revoke. I guess you have to do it one at a time. So, Roma. Let me see. Vitoli. Tivoli, I should say. What the heck else? Again, there goes his source of income, for, you know, the capital and whatnot. But it cannot be revoked as it would make him hold only titles with no land. Does not control a faith. United Kingdom, which would make a title hold no land. Okay. So he's still going to be under my control then as a vassal. He can launch crusades and do all these other, you know, silly things. But Rome belongs to Bosnia. And to the culture. Got it? Ooh, what does? Hey. You still around, right? Or better yet, I mean, of course, I mean, I think it would be good to have him in court still, because alliance, you know, for whatever ideas that we may have. Of course, you know, executing the guy would just help me lose a lot of stress. But I'll still get... Okay, that's a bit contradictory, but still. You know, if we kill him, then we, you know, get rid of this goof. You can't just usurp titles, right? Can't do that, right? I don't think it's enough. No? That's Catholic head of faith thing, so... You can't do that. And no, you cannot dismantle the papacy because you're a Christian. So, to cap off this episode, who wants Rome? Who doesn't stand to inherit anything? So, likely him. Because he ain't got nothing better to do. So, the Banat of Latium is yours. And yes, it will remain independent from the papacy. Because getting it off him is impossible. Because it would make him hold titles of no faith. And for that other kingdom title of Romania, we don't hold that of either of those two. You can't usurp your vassals. And since that man's my role, you're going to move to a dungeon. Well, I think, he'll be alright. He's just going to sit there and not do anything. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Until we recover our manpower, if I'm going to be around by then, we're going to finally push the claim, which is a lot of prestige to go for. Since it's a rather weak country that we can take them on easily. So we've taken care of this, but most importantly, it is under Christianity control is Rome, so more development growth for our empire, especially here in Bosnia, which is now 1.2, even though I switched from scholarship and whatnot, so who knows, huh? It just feels like this days of pastoral isolation is a thing of the past, as we will stop here on the 2nd of May, finally. So yeah, we got some work to do, as we will raise our money and get more reinforcements. And hopefully soon we'll bring trebuchets with us in future conflicts. But the papacy will stay, but as a vassal. And if I see any of you that tries to, you know, take Rome back, I'm going to have to put a stop to you. As in, like, say, hey, stop this nonsense that we can do. And no, you can't convert heads of faith to another. That's madness. Also, here's one reason. We took the duchy, or the Banat, not the kingdom. We don't have claims to a kingdom. I mean, if I had my way, and just say, sanction loopholes, buy claim, maybe I would have done it. But, well, one thing's for certain. In the next episode, Matej Ninoslav will pass away, and we'll go to war with Bulgaria. All that and more in this next episode of Bosnia. Until then, so long for now.